I suppose this lyric comes as a reaction to being on social media and having people telling you stuff all the time. Our heads get crammed with the truth, this is the real truth. Most of it half-baked at best.
What if it's actually just hard and complex? That'd be a pain, and what would weed smokers have to talk about?
So, instead of making statements, why not just ask questions? Now, there is a problem with that, in that there's bad actors out there who use disingenuous questions to make statements whilst evading responsibility for the consequences, which happened a lot after the Southport murders, for instance.
In Baildon, Rawdon, Yeadon and Guiseley, what happens then? And if the answer's not...
I generally don't appear in my videos as I can't see why anyone would want to watch me. And that's why I use animation so much. Plus, I'm a DIY operation and someone's got to operate the camera.
Measurable, visible problems that trap you on the ceiling with a sinking feeling.
Then, Felix McIntosh at Creative Headspace urged me to do a proper video with me in it, so we spent a good deal of time and money filming in North London and up here in Wakefield to get something more appealing. Some of the spinning shots were filmed at Sandal Castle in Wakefield, which is where the nursery rhyme The Grand Old Duke of York originated.
Then what if people disagree? And if faith's your enemy, then what if people disagree? And if you're all about free speech, what if people disagree? How would you know you...
All this stuff spins around us every day and just makes us frightened and anxious, and no one can think straight or do much good in that state. In fact, it's a breeding ground for fear, mistrust and hatred.
What then? And if there's no meaning, then...
Whatever the reality, we all benefit from getting off social media, seeking simple peace and quiet and just looking outwards at the world immediately around us. I often like to just sit and listen to the birds.
What if 3 chords and the truth ain't enough? What if it turns out you're the opposite of punk? While Paul McCartney's standing so good at songwriting? What if the establishment turned out to be...
There used to be an old bloke in Wakefield in the 1980s who walked around with a ukulele in a frilly dress shirt and a bow tie. He'd walk up to people at, say, a bus stop or in the housing office and begin singing something that sounded a bit like George Formby, but soon descended into incoherent effing and jeffing and screaming. Now, we've got X and Facebook.
Once all our comfort devils are gone. Once all our comfort devils are gone.